In the spring of 2017, a broad movement of resistance to the Donald Trump administration is challenging elected representatives in town hall meetings across the United States. At many events, climate change is one of citizens' top concerns. On East and West Coast and across the heartland, Americans are raising climate in the same discussion with healthcare, taxes, and President Trump's alleged foreign connections.
If the vast majority of scientists agree that climate change is real, why would the majority party and the administration deny it, except to let industries and big business continue to pollute just to make more money?
Well, I don't disagree that climate change is real. I do disagree that it is caused by man-made emissions.
My greatest concern is global warming. I want my grandchildren and yours to be able to enjoy clean air, fresh water, and all of the gifts of nature that we have all taken for granted for way too long.
I look at climatologists, I've read stuff. The same attitude you take is the exact same attitude that Einstein faced over physics.
Here's my position on climate change. Climate change is real.
And I have some concerns about climate change.
Climate change is real, it happens. The question is whether it's man-made or not man-made.
The Department of Defense takes climate change very, very seriously.
Climate change is a significant threat to our national security on a variety of levels, and most concretely, rising sea levels have already compromised military readiness in some areas, such as Norfolk, Virginia, along coastal Alaska.
Please explain why we should believe you, a politician, instead of the 97%.
When a public town hall was held by my local representative, I had to give it a shot.
If you'll indulge me, I need to clarify something you said earlier that I think will help you understand. You said that correctly that we all exhale carbon dioxide. However, remember that carbon is carbon that has been with us in historical time in oceans and forests, moving through animals and moving through the biosphere. But when we burn coal, oil, and gas, we are pulling ancient sequestered carbon that has been out of the system for hundreds of millions of years and putting it up into the atmosphere in the form of and that is why the atmosphere is currently changing more rapidly, so far as we know, than it has in the entire 4 billion year history of the planet since it was formed.
That's science!
Your position, as I understand it, is that you disagree with the overwhelming consensus of working, publishing, PhD experts around the world and every serious scientific organization on the planet, and that you question the degree of the human contribution to the current global warming that we all observe unequivocally. And you believe there should be further study of the issue. Is that fair enough? And your question is? The administration's budget proposal is to massively eviscerate the key observation platforms that help us to understand our planet, which is the only place in the universe that supports any kind of life. Are you comfortable insisting that more research is needed while gutting the very research you claim to support?
You know that I believe in sound science and good science, and I believe the federal government has an important role in funding good science. I also have seen how sometimes agencies like the EPA get off track in their mission to pursue political agendas that are not helpful.
That's you, sir! That's you!
I'll give you an example. When the put out the Waters of the U.S. rule and devoted tremendous resources internally to doing a Facebook and social media campaign to support their rule. To me, they were really off track because they were basically trying to regulate the mud puddles on farmers' property. To me, that Science moves forward when people challenge assumptions, try new experiments, and federal funding.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for